Sharma, your SAP Learning Coach. I have experience of 14 years in FMCG and AFS industry, worked with companies Infosys, Artsana India, and client PepsiCo India Holding. Currently as Senior Functional Consultant with top company Infosys. Let's start. This channel created to share SAP knowledge. If you like, do subscribe and share. Let's start SAP Learning Journey. Topic 7. Learn difference between BAPI and BADI in SAP and technical details. BAPI, Business Application Programming Interface, and BADI, Business Add-in, are both tools in SAP for customizing and enhancing functionality, but they serve different purposes and operate differently. Here's a detailed comparison. BAPI, Business Application Programming Interface. BAPI is a standardized programming interface that allows external systems or custom applications to interact with SAP processes. BADI, Business Add-in. BADI is a SAP enhancement technique that provides a way to implement custom business logic without modifying standard code. BAPI, used for integrating external systems or automating standard SAP functionality. BAPI example. Create a sales order from an external system. BADI, used to enhance or modify standard SAP functionality by adding custom logic. BADI example. Customize validation logic in a sales order creation process. Type of tool. BAPI nature, interface, API, for external communication and execution of SAP business processes, standard/custom, delivered by SAP as a standard interface. BADI nature, enhancement technique for internal SAP customizations, standard/custom, implemented by customers for specific needs. Let's understand implementation for the BAPI programming. Call like a function module. Example, BAPI_sales_order_create, definition location, defined in the business object repository, BOR, implementation location, accessed via external programs or SAP system using RFC, remote function call. Let's understand implementation for the BADI programming. Implemented through custom ABAP code in a specific BADI method. Definition location, defined in transaction SE18, BADI definition, implementation. Location, implemented via transaction SA19, BADI implementation. Let's learn for the customization flexibility. BAPI customization, not customizable, follows SAP's predefined logic enhancement, limited to what is exposed by SAP in the BAPI. Let's learn for the customization flexibility. BADI customization, highly customizable to meet business-specific requirements. Enhancement, can implement multiple custom enhancements for a single BADI. Let's understand trigger mechanism. BAPI trigger, explicitly called by a program or external application. Let's understand trigger mechanism. BADI trigger, automatically triggered by SAP processes at specific enhancement points. Let's understand error handling. BAPI error handling returns standard messages or error codes that need to be handled in the calling program. Let's understand error handling. BADI error handling, errors are handled within the custom BADI implementation. Let's understand with some examples. BAPI examples. BAPI_sales order_create, creates a sales order. BAPI_material_subadata, updates material master data. BAPI_employee_get data, retrieves employee information. BADI examples. ME_process_PO_cust, enhancements in purchase order processing. BADI_sell data, customization in smartform data processing. BADI_cust_invoice, customization in customer invoice creation. Let's learn what all key differences. BAPI scope, integration with external systems. A custom code, not modifiable or extendable by custom code execution, explicitly called by programs or systems. BADI scope, internal enhancement of SAP processes. Custom code, allows adding or changing logic with custom implementations. Execution, implicitly triggered during standard SAP process execution. What all advantages? BAPI standardized and well-documented interfaces, ensures data integrity and consistency when interacting with SAP. Easy to use for external integrations. Advantages of BADI, highly flexible and specific to business requirements. Multiple implementations can coexist for a single BADI definition. No modification of SAP standard code. Now learn disadvantages. BAPI limited to predefined functionality by SAP, requires knowledge of the external systems interaction with SAP. Now learn disadvantages. BADI can lead to performance issues if too many implementations are active, requires in-depth knowledge of SAP enhancement techniques. When to use. Use BAPI external integration when integrating SAP with non-SAP systems. A custom business logic, not applicable. Standard functionality reuse. When using predefined SAP functionality, use BADI external integration, not applicable. Custom business logic. When enhancing or modifying standard SAP logic. Standard functionality reuse. When SAP does not meet specific business needs. How to find a BADI business add-in in SAP ABAP for enhancing standard functionality. You can use several methods. Here's a practical step-by-step guide. Use transaction C24 to check related classes. Open transaction C24. Enter the standard SAP class name related to the process, example CL_exif for classic BADIs. Search for enhancement calls. Use the call method CL_exif equals get_class_name_by_ interface statement to identify related enhancement spots. Debugging the standard process steps to identify the BADI. Set a breakpoint. Go to the relevant SAP transaction where you want to find the BADI. Use SA80 or SA24 to inspect potential enhancement points. Trigger debugging. Place breakpoints in methods of the class CL_exith and DLAR. How to find BAPI in SAP ABAP with practical finding a BAPI business application programming interface in SAP ABAP can be done using multiple methods. Below is a practical step-by-step guide. Use transaction BAPI Explorer. Steps: go to transaction BAPI, enter BAPI in the command field and press enter. The BAPI Explorer will open. Search for a BAPI. Navigate through the business object repository. Your hierarchy. Select a relevant business object. Example: sales order. For sales order related BAPIs, look at the available BAPIs listed under the object. Example: BAPI_sales order_create from .2 for creating sales orders. View details. Select a BAPI to see its details, such as import/export parameters. Return values. Usage examples. Use transaction SA37. Go to transaction SA37. Open the function module explorer. Search for a BAPI. Use a naming pattern to search for BAPIs. Most BAPIs start with the prefix BAPI_. For example, search for BAPI_sales* to find BAPIs related to sales orders. Test the BAPI. Select the BAPI, e.g., BAPI_sales order_create from .2. Use the test/execute option to run the BAPI and provide test data. Find BAPIs linked to specific transactions. Use transaction C93. Open the transaction you want to analyze. Example: VA01 for sales order creation. Check its associated program or package. Find associated BAPIs. Go to transactions 80 or S37. Search for BAPIs within the program or package. Use table DD02L for BAPI search. Example: finding a BAPI for material creation use. Transaction BAPI and look under the material business object. Locate BAPI_material_Sabadata. Conclusion: in the end, BAPIs are best for external integrations and standardized access to SAP functionality. BADIs are ideal for enhancing and customizing SAP's internal processes without modifying the standard code. Thanks for learning with your SAP coach, Rajiv Sharma. If you like, do subscribe, like and share.